I don't feel like I'd be giving this video its proper respect by just throwing something together. Unscripted, no preparation, constant jump cuts every time I stutter or have nothing to say. I don't feel a video like this deserves such lack of care. So I decided to script this after a couple days when I first attempted to film this. So I could not only challenge myself, but so that I could also accurately portray my thoughts surrounding what I'm going to be talking about. Ever since I was a little kid, I was always an artistic individual. I was creative. I loved painting. I loved drawing. I loved building. I loved sculpting. I loved expressing myself through art. When the teachers asked the class what we wanted to be when we grow up, I never said I wanted to be an astronaut or a firefighter or a scientist. I said I wanted to be an artist. I felt like even at a young age, I already knew who I wanted to be. Fast forward a bit to around 2011 to 12, I started watching YouTube and got hooked. I didn't have any interest in making videos or anything like that until 2014 when I saw my favorite YouTubers on TV. It was something about that invoked my curiosity. These guys were on the internet making stupid videos to make people laugh, and that inspired me to do the same. And what was weird about that was there was no one around me that I knew personally that made YouTube videos. There was no influence or no inspiration from anyone that I knew personally. And I don't even believe I thought at the time people my age were making videos. I was just in my room by myself when all of this happened. So I decided to start a YouTube channel. On June 13th, 2014, I grabbed my mom's laptop and started recording gameplays of Skyrim and NBA 2K14. And no, the passion for film didn't start quite yet. I was more so interested in just the content creation aspect of it all. But that changed almost a year later because I started branching off and was experimenting with new ideas. I tried origami, silly dance videos. My interest in making skits and films started developing, and before you know it, I'm making them. And they were always so fun to make because I was telling a story and I was also a character in the story. And in between that, I made my first short film. Now, it wasn't good, of course, but you see where this is going. I felt like, although the characters were corny and stupid, I felt like they were a part of me. And that's when the passion was born. I started learning how to edit on my phone, how to make profile pictures, thumbnails, banners, exciting titles, intros. I loved every second of it. And then I stopped. I stopped. That fire that I got from entering a new, exciting, beautiful world just died out. I moved away. I started another YouTube channel. I was doing stop motion, but it didn't work out. I thought I needed to start fresh when I could have just done that here. During that time, I came back to the channel and started making skits again. I would get all these crazy random ideas, but because I had no preparation and had no proper structure, they never saw the light of day. In 2016 to 2017, I was inspired to start telling real stories, talking short films, movies, movie series. I was ready to take this to the next level. So I began learning how to edit better, how to script, how to start planning out everything, but it just never went anywhere. I do have videos on the channel that you can see have a significant improvement, but they're just not good. And always having ideas and not finishing them really burnt me out. And that's part of the reason why there's not a lot of videos on the channel. On top of that, there was a lot that I deleted because they were just terrible. My buddies thought I made decent videos, and I thought I did too. But I've always been lagging behind. It wasn't up until a couple months ago when I realized that when I was editing a test film that I made a couple years ago. Same thing with the Nintendo Switch 2 unboxing. Making films is something that I love to do. It's a great way for me to express myself. I've just never been able to take it to the next level. Fast forward to 2020, although I still had a love for film, I started developing a strong interest and passion for music. I was completely new to everything, and once again, I was diving into a new world. I was listening to so many new artists and was so heavily inspired. I wanted to start my own music journey. I started writing songs, but didn't take it very far. Reason being, I didn't have any equipment. I didn't even have earbuds. I did have a friend though that was kind of on the same journey that I was. He was recording music and writing a lot, and he offered to let me use his PC. And that's when I made my first song ever called Focus on You.
Yeah, we came to this world to serve a purpose, but we're all distracted because life is a circus. We're all
It
distracted
was
from right.
absolutely terrible, but once again, you see where this is going. In April 2021, still having a strong interest in music as well, I decided to go back to film. I had this crazy idea in between 2017 to 2018 that I wanted to finally start making into a film series. So, in between the preparation of it, I decided to continue a random little skit series that I made with my buddy to kind of fill in the gap. After preparation, I filmed two out of the four parts of the prologue series, and then I canceled. Although I changed my approach and started scripting more, I was preparing better and I had more of a structure when it came to making these videos. I still had no solid foundation and solid idea of where this series was going. So after uploading a few more videos, I took another break again. Then in October, I decided to come back to film again. By that time, I was already in school and I took a class where we worked on video projects and school news. And the idea was by taking this class, I was going to force myself to start making videos again. And it kind of worked. I was the most consistent I have ever been on YouTube. And we're talking like 7 to 8 months. I was taking scripting, lighting, editing, camera work, VFX, Photoshop, everything to the next level. I started working on the project again, and I was working on two more on top of that, and I finished one. I felt like I was finally getting somewhere with everything. And on top of that, in May of 2022, I released my first ever official short film. Everything was going well, but the passion for music was creeping up on me slowly, more and more as the days went on. And this was happening during the time when I was working on all these film projects. And in April 2022, I made my first official song as an aspiring artist. After that, the passion was so strong that I kind of just left film behind for a while. I was writing every single day trying to make songs. And in July that same year, I bought my first gaming laptop to use for producing. I bought an interface, a microphone, studio headphones, a MIDI keyboard. I was going all in. I started recording my songs, producing beats, learning how to mix and how to master. I was learning how to experiment with different sounds and started evolving my voice. I started learning how to build my brand again. And I just remember how rejuvenating that felt. Feeling like I'm finally going to take something I love all the way. And then I stopped again. I think by now you understand the pattern here. I understand it's necessary to take breaks, and it's okay to do so. But those breaks went from just a couple days to weeks, sometimes a month, maybe even a month and a half. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I had in mind. I wanted to push this thing all the way. I tried going back to films, but everything just felt so diluted. It just wasn't the same anymore. And with music, I gained so much knowledge and learned so much, but I still don't feel like I'm at that position where I can start making projects. My heart is just all over the place, and I don't know where I'm going. That's why I'm making this video. I'm tired. I'm ready to close this chapter of my life. I'm 21 years old. I just got married, and there's a lot that I'm thinking about. I still feel like I'm being pulled from both ends. This old life of inconsistency and complacency, and this new life of discipline and action. I'm ready to leave this old life behind. And it's not like I'm letting go of me and who I am. It's me letting go of who I'm not supposed to be. I want to get back to what I love doing: filming, music, even video game stuff as well. That's another thing that I'm super passionate about that has always been a part of my life. I'm not saying it'll be perfect because it won't be, not even close. But I don't want to look back 30 years later and say, man, I really wish I did this. So my goal now is to start from scratch again, building up in knowledge, seeing what works, what doesn't work. And I also don't plan on at the moment uploading consistently. This is me testing the waters and trying new things. Most importantly, I want to make sure I'm honoring the Lord, staying true to myself, and accepting the fact that this is going to take some time: days, weeks, months, years. This is going to be stressful, frustrating, and overwhelming, but I'm ready for it. I needed this. I need closure. And this video will serve as a reminder that I'm no longer the person that I once was. I have real goals, real dreams, not just bright ideas that fade into the darkness. No more daydreaming in this life. God did not give me this life to waste it. And I want more than that. I am ready now. I think it's time. So, journey starts now.